Ah, hello. Good evening. As you can see, my voice is recovering, right? Yeah. It takes about a week, a couple of days to fully recover. So, we came up with some kind of interesting probability problem inspired by this prime number thing, right? Yeah, we're dealing with the Bertrand-Chevy theorem. Okay, we're inspired by that theorem. So we came up with some nice probability problem. Okay, what is it? We simplify forget about Bertrand-Chevy theorem. Okay, we inspired by it. We simplified it for our own purpose. It'll be a nice exercise. Okay, so we'll do it. Between n and 2n, you pick one random number. Okay? And then between n and n over 2, you pick one random number. Okay? And between n over 2 and n over 4, you pick one random number. And so on. Okay? All the way until n divided by some divisor d becomes 1. So all the number we deal with they are natural numbers, positive integers. Okay. The question is, when we fold in half, okay, what's the probability that this random number p2 and p1 would be n minus 2n minus p2? What's the chance that by the way, P2, okay. Forget about prime numbers, alright? Forget about prime numbers, just some random number, okay? We are inspired by prime number problem, but it doesn't have to be the same problem, okay? We're gonna abstract it and make it simpler and easier, okay? So pick any random integer, okay? In that algorithmic fashion. Let's calculate the probability such that this number, we just keep calling it p, okay? Now, we could, whatever. Yeah, we just call it p, okay? So, what's the probability that this, no, we cannot call it p. We call it in the middle, so we call it m, okay? What's the probability such that and we'll call this guy n, okay? So what's the probability such that this number m, let's call it m1, okay? And what's the probability such that some mi, ith middle number, is equal to, we're gonna need that on the whiteboard, okay? So, but for now, you have n divided by 2 to the first, n divided by 2 to the second, okay? And here you have n divided by 2 to the zeros, okay? So here you have some intermediary number, m0, right? And m0, m1, m2, okay? Now, calculate the probability there exists I such that m0 plus mi is equal to n. Okay, we are calculating the probability. I think it's very interesting problem, right? Yeah. So, okay. We'll go ahead and solve this. So why am I like student type? Because I went to political meeting after work, right? So yeah, it was very good meeting, and yeah, yeah, met fantastic people, learn from them. Yeah, political meeting is always, to me, it's like night class, and it's free night class. I learn a lot from people, Yeah, I learned that a lot of trees that are killed by spruce beetles. Uh, if they are have, I learned from the people I met there. Okay, if they've been dead more than 1 year, then the tree is no good for construction materials. And also for construction materials, trees have to be big. Okay, so then after that, I was driving back home from the meeting. I was thinking, what can we do? Yeah, so I mean, firewood. Yeah, you can use that, but there are other usage of smaller woods or uh, trees that's been dead for a long time, like fence line, right? Yeah, they are not. Yeah, to build a building or house, the wood has to be high quality, right? But when it comes to like telephone pole or electrical pole or fence line, maybe it doesn't have to be that high quality wood, alright? So, or furniture, for example. Yeah, maybe trees doesn't have to be that big. You can have particle board. Okay, so I think that we can still use those trees killed by spruce beetles. Okay, like fence line, kind of wood, or like the furnitures, particle board. Okay, yeah, because in those appliances, those applications, the tree doesn't have to be that big, doesn't have to be that high quality. Okay? Alright. Now, let's see. So, we know prime numbers they get rarer and rarer and rarer, right? So given this interval, we call it zeroth interval, m0 interval, m1 interval, m2 interval. Okay, zeroth interval. Most likely, the prime numbers will be found in like in the beginning. Why? Because prime numbers get sparser and sparser, right? So most likely prime numbers will be near 1/2 between this point and 1/2. Probably that's more probable, right? Yeah. But yeah, so we'll go through this, okay? When we have time, right? And energy. Now, I work full time and then went to political meeting, so I don't have that much energy left. Okay. So, and we'll also talk about some other stuff too, okay? Yeah. Let's take 5 minutes break, okay? All right. Then we'll be back. We did enough stuff for mathematics, okay? We'll just talk, okay? We'll just do little by little every night, all right? Yeah. Okay. Now we can put this behind us, all right? All right. Oh boy. Uh, yeah, we're done with this, okay? So, for tonight. So, what do we talk about? What happened during the political meeting? Well, they gave me 3 minutes to. Let's do it. I give you 3 minutes speech that I gave this evening to a political meeting, okay? I start at 14-minute mark and then end at 17-minute mark, okay? So, you know what? Let's not time this. I don't want to be under any stress. I want to relax. So I just tell you on time, okay? Yeah, I want to relax. So basically, it's this: the federal government gave local governments like coronavirus money relief fund, right? So first it gave it to the state, right? Now state is distributing to counties and also cities, right? I don't think that's the right thing to do, okay? Because then they have to come up with criteria who qualifies and who doesn't. Delay. There will be delay, right? And then they will take applications from people and examine the application and determine whether this person qualified for this corona money or not. And if people applicant disagree, then they will appeal that decision. So it's kind of like lawsuit. What a waste of time, okay? Because first of all, legislators, they should come up with some criteria, rules. Who qualifies and who doesn't. And if you qualify, how much money should I give them? They have to come up with formula to calculate that handout money, coronavirus money. It will take too long, and people need money right now. They don't have time to wait. Okay, so yeah, simple solution. If the money, Corona money is $1 billion, and there are 1 million people in Alaska, 1 billion divided by 1 million, everybody gets $1,000. Just like permanent fund dividend. Okay, permanent dividend, PFD, right? Uh, it wasn't. Well, I got this originally. I got this idea from some other people in a local radio talk show. Okay, but I added my own stuff and I did present it today during this political meeting. Okay, and of course I introduced myself. Yeah, my name is blah blah blah. I'm running for Alaska State Senate for this district, and yeah, that's about 3 minutes, right? Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, because once people get $1,000 check, they will spend it. They will pay their bills, their rent, mortgage, and they will pay whatever fees, and they will start to buy things. They will spend that money. That's what's gonna boost up the economy again, right? It will rejuvenate the economy because economy anywhere in the world is about circulation of money, just like our human body. Our human body is healthy when water, air, blood circulates. Okay, so money is just like the economy of a state, nation, city, same way. People get the money and they will spend it, right? Then it will help out small business, big business, overall. Okay, so I also, yeah, so that's the idea. I also wrote a small article about that and submit to a local newspaper, and but I'm not sure if they're gonna accept it or not. Okay, so, because when I wrote that small article, I tried to be cute. Oh, COVID money, COVID money. Tried to be cute. I'm ready for Alaska State Senate, yay! Yeah. So, uh, in American democracy, it's like this. First, we the people, right? People are way up there. The Declaration of Independence, okay? We the people. And then Congress, then President, and then Judiciary, okay? In that order, like Article 1, 2, 3. Before that, yeah, Declaration of Independence, we the people, okay? So that's kind of how it's supposed to be, structurally, in Constitution and Independence Declaration. One. So I kind of memorized the pledge allegiance to the flag by now. It's like I pledge allegiance to the flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with justice and freedom for all. Something like that, right? Yeah. Because all these political meetings, they start by pledge of allegiance, and I think it's very beautifully written. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes break, okay? Alright. Yeah, I'm kind of low energy now, so. Yeah. So, as a morning routine, so I wake up, take a hot bath, and then I do some exercise, like push up and sit up, whatnot, right? When I do exercise, I listen to radio news, right? And yeah, many times NPR and some other local channels too. Okay, so I heard this news this morning that some big companies are investing in African American neighborhood, and they're gonna hire more African Americans. I think that's fantastic, right? Yeah, that's great. So something good is coming out of this anti-racism protest nowadays. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, I was very happy to hear that. Right? Yeah, that's great. Wanted to mention that. So ideological wave and ideological replacement, because about several years ago it was about all about LGBT pro LGBT. That's the mainstream news topic, right? LGBT rights. It was the dominant ideology, but 5 years ago, right? And it got replaced by coronavirus a couple of months ago, right? Now coronavirus is replaced by this anti-racism protest. So the mainstream ideology, dominant ideology, they shift. Like it's like power shift, right? The Mr. Alvin Toffler talked about power shift. Well, that's how I interpret it. That's how we interpret it. Power shift in humanology. Okay, so ideological displacement, replacement, shift. All right, so. But LGBT activists and these White House coronavirus doctors, they see themselves kind of fading away, their popularity, their relevance, so they are no longer relevant, they are no longer hot topic, okay, because this coronavirus or pro-LGBT movements, they are just ideological bubbles, empty shells, they don't have any substance, okay, so as time goes by, it's no longer novelty, no longer new, so yeah, they're no longer relevant, but they want still try to hang on to that power that they used to have, attention and relevance, right? So every now and then they pop up in the news, right? But people don't find it interesting anymore. Okay, so yeah, that's how all these empty ideologies disappear, gone with the wind, right? It just takes time for them to disappear until people get fed up with it, until people find some brand new ideology, okay, to replace those old ideologies. Because it's no longer entertaining. It got old, alright. So hackneyed. Yeah, we've been there, done that, seen that. So yeah, we want something new. So okay, that's the mainstream culture, majoritarian. Uh, it's about what's fashionable at the time, trend, what's hip, what's fad, right? FAD. Yeah, after a while they will disappear, right? But good ideologies, they last forever. Like Newtonian physics, Galilean mechanics, they last forever. Or perhaps Bible, Quran, or painting by Michelangelo, music by Mozart, they will not disappear ever. Okay. Why? Because they have substance. Good ideologies. They live forever. Okay. Whether humanology is good ideology or not, that's not for me to tell. That's is up to the people. So I leave it to them. So how about me? Running for Alaska State Senate, running for president. Again, it's up to the people. Alright. I'm running because it's fun, for my entertainment and for my own education. I learn a lot from politics. And also, uh, it's a public service. People are the boss. It's up to them who to vote for. So yeah, I just want to give them option, right? That's all. Because I'm happy either way. Okay, yeah. If I don't get elected in this primary in August, then yeah, no more campaigning for a while, right? Until next campaign season, which will be in 2 years. Okay, so during those 2 years, yeah, I focus on humanology, mathematics. So yeah, I'll be busy still, right? If I do get elected in this August primary, then I will have to continue campaigning for general election in November, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm okay either way, uh, because I know how to be happy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I do mathematics, humanology, and keep myself busy with all these hobbies. So yeah, I'm okay either way. It's up to the people who to vote for, right? I'm quite well known locally, okay, because I call radio talk shows, write to local newspapers, and I run in the middle of winter. If it's not too cold, if it's like more than negative 10 degrees, then at the end of the run, I'm running on my Hawaiian t-shirt, right? Yeah, of course people notice me running with my Hawaiian t-shirt on in the middle of winter. Okay. Yeah. So I'm quite well known. So it's up to the people. They know who I am, and they know what I have to offer. So if they vote for me, if I get elected, I'll do it. Otherwise, oh, it's their decision. People are the boss. They're like God, right? So if people don't vote for me and I don't get elected, oh well, that's an order from the boss, the people. So I obey. I have no questions asked. It's their decision. Maybe I'm not ready yet. Okay, so but I intend to keep on running. Okay, if I don't get elected, I keep on running. Why? I don't have anything better to do. Okay, during the at least during the election season. Right, so. Alright, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay. Uh, What else do we talk about? Ah, maybe some mathematics, huh? I don't know because I got nothing else to talk about. Let's bring this baby back. We can think about several cases, right? We pick one number within this interval, right? We can pick a number right in the middle, or two-thirds of that, or one-third of that interval. Okay, so middle or kind of, and maybe 1/4 of that, 3/4 of that, or 2/4 of that. Okay, and then calculate this probability. Okay, so because for prime numbers, most likely prime number will be found around here. Why? Because as number gets bigger and bigger, prime number gets sparser and sparser. Okay, so we try to model prime number using the probability. Okay, so this kind of distribution of prime numbers. Okay. Can I take this off now? I just wanted to show you suit and tie, but now that you saw it, you've seen it, so I can take it off. It's too tight. So it was very nice meeting. Okay, so all this uh, governmental public officials in small town like community based or city level or county level, state level. Okay, in Alaska we call county borough. Okay, borough is like bureau. Okay, that's how we call it. I don't know historical reason. So isn't in Louisiana have some different terminology too, right? Because they used to be French, I guess. Like province. I don't know. They have some different terminology too, right? So many times I see people with old age, like in their 70s, 80s, yeah, serving the community. Fantastic, right? Oh, they're so energetic and great role models, right? For all of us. So, yeah, they're fantastic. So I guess what makes some people energetic, yeah, is labor, right? Healthy diet, exercise, and also labor, community service. I guess that's what keeps them so energetic in their 90s, 80s, 70s. Great role models, right? Yeah, heroes, right? They're fantastic. So I appreciate, I mean, I express my appreciation to them, okay? For their community service. Oh, I'm a huge admirer of the wonderful people. Yeah. I think they are still energetic in old age, probably because they do diet, exercise, and also they serve the community. They're hard-working people. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what keeps them young, right? Yeah, amazing people. Yeah. So we can examine that. Okay, when we pick this dot in the middle, or less than middle, or larger than middle, and calculate this probability, we call this overlapping probability. Okay, overlapping probability, because when you fold it, they overlap, right? So yeah, we can calculate for the three cases, right? Yeah, yeah. We're just exploring different approaches. Why? Because so far we haven't been successful in the proof of gold box condition. So then we have to. That's why we keep changing approaches because all our prior approaches didn't work. Okay, so yeah, just like traveling nomadic tribes, right? Or migrating animals, right? Yeah, herbivores. Yeah. Uh-huh. So Sweden, they they are famous for taking kind of bolder approach to this coronavirus pandemic, right? They call it herding approach, but I don't think that's the right name for it. It's more evolutionary approach, like survival of the fittest approach. Will there be a second wave of coronavirus pandemic? I don't think so. Why? Because those successful viral mutation, it happens only once every 3 decades or 5 decades, once in a generation, right? Because it's very difficult for a viral mutation to work, right? So in viruses perspective, yeah, this SARS virus, coronavirus, that's like rare success in viruses perspective because it's very powerful mutation. Okay, to get that very optimal mutation, viruses they need a lot of trial and error. Okay, and so I don't think there will be a second wave of coronavirus pandemic. Why? Because people whose immune system is weak, they will pass away. So after coronavirus first wave of coronavirus situation, yeah, it's kind of survival of the fittest. Okay, people with strong immune system, uh, they survived. People with weak immune system, they passed away. And then people who survived, now they are immune to this coronavirus, right? And for the virus to come up with another, the next effective mutation, they would they can overcome people's immune system. It will take probably like 50 years of trial and error. Okay, so that's biology. Okay, and I think Swedish scientists, I guess they're very smart. Yeah, Nobel Prize is in Sweden, right? Yeah, so they, I think that's the policy rational behind the scientific rational behind the policy. They were my guess. Okay, so it's not hoarding. No, it's not anti-hoarding. The rest of the world, they are the hoarders, hoarding animals. They just follow the mainstream, right? In Sweden, they were exceptional. Their approach. Okay, so yeah, Sweden, Brazil, and other countries. Okay, so but all the other countries, including President Trump, okay, just join the horde. They are the hoarding approach. Okay, just join the mainstream, right? Yeah. Yeah. So pandemic, it does have some evolutionary purpose. Any pandemic, all right, it makes next generation stronger. Why? Because people with weak physicality, they pass away. So next generation, after this pandemic, they are physically strong people, the survivors. Okay, so which may be good for next generation. Okay, that's how evolution works, or how nature works. You have tiger and grizzly bear chasing bison herd out in Wyoming, and only the weak bison get preyed upon by this chasing grizzly bear. Okay, that's the survival of the fittest. So next generation bison will be stronger. Why? Because they are survivors. The individuals with compromised immune system or maybe some diseases, they cannot run as fast as other bisons, so they get preyed upon by grizzly, right? So that now that this diseased bison who cannot run very fast got preyed upon by bear, grizzly bear. Now there's the quarantine. Okay, the disease die with this bison as opposed to spread to the rest of the bison herds. Okay, so that's how nature works. Okay, so grizzly bear unwittingly, unintentionally actually help the health of this bison herd by eliminating this diseased bison. Make sense? That's biology. It's pure science. Okay, it's just how nature works. Okay, so okay, all right. We'll take 5 minutes. Okay, so okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so uh, so we are done with this. Uh, for now. When it comes to number of children, if you're gonna have kids or adopt children or whatever, probably it's not a good idea to have too many kids because quantity increases, number of children, then quality will start to suffer. Because children need a lot of attention and education and discipline. But if you have too many kids and they only have two parents, mom and dad, then quality of child raising will suffer because you cannot pay attention to every single one of them if you have like too many children. Okay, so yeah, moderation, kind of happy middle. Okay, like two, three, right? Children, probably that's the best way, right? So that they will get individual quality attention from parents. Okay, right. Let's talk about cancel culture because so I had some hard time understanding what this cancel culture is about, but my friends who are younger than me, they explained it to me because it's their generation thing, right? So yeah, now I understand what it is. So like somebody says something very unpopular and he lose his job, right? Like cancel culture. Okay, somebody say something against LGBT, he loses his job. If somebody says something about Black Lives Matter, he loses his job. Okay, so to me that's very un-American because America is about freedom, constitutional right, speech of freedom of speech. So if they lose their job and lynched in the media lynched tree, this person become notorious for having said something unpopular against the mainstream. So this person loses his job, now notorious in the media. Then how can he get his next job, which is notorious, right? Then what should this person do? Well, fight for unemployment? Well, starve to death? That's like a death penalty for exercising constitutional right of freedom of speech, and you get a death penalty for it. That's cancel culture. So that's just nothing can be more un-American than this. Huh? So yeah, cancel culture need to go away. Alright. People companies they should stop firing people for saying something unpopular. That's just wrong. Okay. So, so when it comes to Black Lives Matter, well, I don't think they're necessarily bad. Uh, I kind of like the Black Lives Matter activists taking the mic away from the presidential candidate in Democratic Party, Mr. Buttigieg. How do you pronounce his name? I don't know. Buttigieg, whatever, right? So Black Lives Matter activists take the microphone away when he was in the middle of speech, right? I like that, okay, because I'm not a huge fan of this Mr. Buttigieg, okay, what he stands for. I don't think he has any substance, okay, and I don't know why I kind of know why. Why did he get so much prominence as a presidential candidate? I guess probably because of the ideology that he stands for, pro LGBTism. Okay, that would be my guess. Okay, because he doesn't have any substance whatsoever. Mm. So I kind of like that Black Lives Matter activists taking the microphone away from him. Okay, yeah, that was good. So yeah, Black Lives Matter movement. Okay, it's about advocacy for African Americans. Yeah, that's good. But when it comes to so this Minnesota Minneapolis incident in 2020 May. Uh, so I read some news articles. He got some criminal records. Okay, so he lost his job during the coronavirus situation, right? And he has some mixed records, right? A lot of good community volunteerism, right? Mentorship, but he has some criminal records too, yeah, like robbery, armed robbery. Okay, so he got some serious criminal records. Okay, and he used to be a football player. He's very tall, very muscular. Okay, and he worked as like security, worked in security. So obviously, uh, he's a very strong built guy. And but after he lost his job, uh, he, I guess he counterfeited some money, and maybe that counterfeited fake money, the fake money, was kind of obviously fake money, but he tried to use it to buy some things. So the people called police on him. Okay, and he was with some three other guys or two other guys. Okay, when he tried to use this money, right? So that's that gentleman, okay, who passed away. Okay, of course, yeah. I mean, that's he didn't deserve death penalty for counterfeiting money. That's not death penalty, right? Yeah. So he didn't deserve death penalty. Okay. Yeah. But there is this African American female journalist who kind of she's African female, African American female journalist, and she's very conservative too. Okay, so she did comment on that. Okay, so um, basically, I think her point was that yeah, this Mr. So and so, he's not like he wasn't exactly a saint. I guess that's I guess that's the point that she was trying to convey, and but she got huge backlash. Okay, uh, even after, even if she's African American, okay, female, but she got huge backlash, right? But if that kind of same criticism came from Caucasian male, oh, there would have been job loss situation or even death threat. So that's American culture today. The cancel culture is like zero tolerance, all right. But back in the days when LGBT was king, pro LGBT era, the leftists. I'm not generalizing. I don't want to generalize because some Democrats, some liberalists, they're very tolerant people. Okay, open-minded people. But some extreme leftists, extreme uh, liberalists, they tend to be very intolerant. Okay, they tend to not tolerate at all any disagreement with this majoritarian mainstream anti-racism today. So it's fascism. That's what fascism is. Ruled by fear, ruled by threats. That's what fascism is. So America today, especially in the far left, that's very much fascist and very intolerant. So back in the days when LGBT was king, it's about all tolerance, freedom, right? So basically, this far leftists, their attitude is this: you people, conservative people, you should tolerate us. but we will not tolerate you. Meaning, it's not equal right, but it's superior right. So that's the far leftist, far extreme liberalist attitude. You must tolerate us, but we will not tolerate you. Why? Because we are superior. We have superior rights. You, inferior rights. So it's not about equality. It's not about diversity. It's not about tolerance. No, it's about superior right. It's about power, control. Okay, so yeah, that's what's going on in America. Alright. So, I mean, if white people say white lives matter, that's racist. That's what they say. But if they say black lives matter, oh, that's good. But if somebody say white lives matter, all lives matter, so it's not about equality. It's about superior rights. Okay. So that's one criticism I have about Black Lives Matter movement. But I'm not against them. I'm not, because yes, uh, African American community, yeah, I like this big corporation starting to invest on African American communities, hiring African Americans. I think that's fantastic. So yeah, Black Lives Matter movement, they are doing something good. I do appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, hits and misses because nobody's perfect, right? So, okay, let's take 5 minutes break. Okay. So yeah, we are doing some important discussion. Okay, so yeah, let's continue for a while until I get really sleepy. Okay, but I'm not. All right. So we take 5 minutes and we keep talking. Okay. I'm not that sleepy. Yeah, going to these political meetings, somehow it gave me more energy. Why? Because as some of my friends said, yeah, we get energy from other people. Okay, that's very smart observation. Some of my friends said that. In humanological point of view, yeah, the copium transport. Okay, so, okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. So, uh, yeah, it's good that Black Lives Matter movement, okay, yeah, it led to some change, like big corporations investing African American communities, hiring African American employees. That's great. That's great. Yeah. So they did succeed. Black Lives Matter movement. Okay. Uh, yeah. So again, hits and misses. Okay. I give them some constructive criticism for their own sake, right? And then I also admit some of the good things that they achieved, right? So yeah, we are humans. Okay, we have goods and bads. Okay, so but firing people just because somebody said something that's against the mainstream majoritarian view, that's not America. Okay, they need to change. So this cancel culture, they need to go. All right, because it's wrong direction that America is taking. Okay, nobody should lose their job because they said something that's not popular. Okay, that's in any country standard. That's simply wrong. Okay, come on. But I'm optimistic because it's like swinging pendulum, like left and right. Okay, if we go far to the left, it's time to go come down. What goes up must come down, right? Yeah, it was swing back to the middle, right? So I'm not concerned, okay, because that's how human history has always been. Okay, at least in America, political history, yeah, left and right. Yeah, this is nothing new, really. I mean, it's new in this generation, right? But yeah, this anti-racism mainstream today, yeah, it's kind of like coronavirus pandemic. It's like most like an ideological pandemic, right? It just spread so fast. This anti-racism movement, it started from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, a couple of weeks later, every big cities in America. Now even other countries, cities like in Europe. Okay, yeah, it's spread as fast as like coronavirus. Okay, so somebody took notice of that and then kind of made some pun with that, like COVID-19 and somebody's name's 19 can rhyme, right? So yeah, and this person I think lost his job over that one comment. So yeah, that's cancel culture, right? So yeah, it's wrong. Okay, come on. Where is our constitution? Where is freedom of speech? Okay, if people start losing their jobs over exercising their freedom of speech, come on, that America is supposed to be the most free country, and if these far leftists they are threatening people to keep their silence, no objection, no opposition, just obey and obey. That's fascism, right? And all these big companies, okay, yeah, they're busy. I get it. They don't want to deal with all this boycott and controversy because they're busy. So they just get rid of their employees, like a pair of old shoes. Mm. they cannot protect their employees from this cancel culture. Hmm. Yeah, governmental agencies and big corporations. Okay, they just fire people like that. Their employees, their loyal employees, they just fire them away just because they say something that's against mainstream majoritarian view. Hmm. I would not do so if I were big corporation CEO or head director of this governmental agency. I would not just fire my employees away. I'll be very protective of them. I'll stand by them, and they should start doing so. Why? Because if we cannot protect and preserve United States constitutional rights, freedom, then who would? America is supposed to be the most free country, but it's going in the wrong direction. And President Trump or Vice President Joe Biden, they are not capable of leading the nation toward the right direction. They're just too weak and perhaps no, not too old because I've seen a lot of old people being very energetic. So yeah, age is not a matter, not a factor, but and also not an excuse. But they are just not intelligent people. Well, it doesn't take that much intelligence, but they are not very brave people. Vice President Joe Biden or President Trump, they don't have guts to do so, and they don't have intellectual capacity to correct these ideological errors that American mainstream is making. And that's why I'm running for president, right? Because I can lead America toward the right direction, all right? Yeah. Because that's what I've been doing all my life. To learn something good, if it's not out there, I had to come up with my own humanology. Okay, so I had spent a lot of time thinking and learning, right? So at the age of 41, yeah, I'm just small town lawyer, okay? Because I spent a lot of time thinking in search for the truth, right? So that's humanology, okay? Yeah, and learning from others. And God graciously gave it to me, and I've been sharing with you. By now, it's like over 1,000 episodes, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I'm still running for president, okay? So we'll take 5 minutes break, okay? We'll talk about presidential stuff, election, okay? All right. How interesting. You make me you make my day, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my favorite time of the day. So yeah, the I kind of predicted that, right? Several months ago, I guess. This coronavirus situation, people lost their jobs, coronavirus, okay, and so they run out of money, then they will start to steal. It's just logical consequence, right? And it happened. I did predict that. Okay, I didn't predict the specifics. Yeah, this anti-racism riot, looting. Okay, it's just excuse. People are hungry, so they make excuses of this anti-racism. Okay, and they started to steal because they're hungry. Why they lost their job? Coronavirus, stay-at-home order. So I was against it from the very beginning. Okay, it will do more harm than good. Okay, so not to say I told you so, and not you, but in general. Okay, and when it comes to this COVID money, coronavirus relief fund, CARES Act money, uh, again, yeah, they gave it to the state. State is giving to the counties and cities, and they make rules who would qualify and how much money would be given. This formula calculation, application, that has just take too long. All right, so that's why I support this PFD approach. Okay, just give money to everybody right away. Just get rid of that money. Just give it away right away because people need money now. Okay, there's no time, and otherwise the money will become stale because not everybody know about this application process, availability of this fund, so money will be just go stale, and then who get to take that money? Yeah, wealthy individuals with connections and powerful people, deep pocket people. Okay, who don't quite need that money. Okay, yeah, you will end up in wealthy individuals deep pockets because money goes stale. You'll go somewhere, right? So you fall into the hands of people, rich, wealthy people who don't quite need that money. Why? Because not many people know about this application process. Okay, and if you want to advertise this application process, again, will take a lot of money to advertise this availability application process of this corona money. Waste of money, right? Advertise money. So I mean, advertisement is not waste, but if you take this direct approach, PFD approach, just give money to everybody, then there will be no waste to advertisement. Okay, so the corona money will not be spent in advertisement. It will go directly to people's pockets. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not against advertisement at all. Right? Yeah, Google, YouTube, they run on advertisement. That's why it's free. So advertisement is good in general, right? Okay, presidential election. So Republican Party, okay, they're gonna have this what convention. And what's the purpose? Okay, they're not gonna even have primary. They just send President Trump as their general election candidate. Not very smart, right? Why? Because President Trump is not doing very good in polls. Because he went through these three crises: impeachment, right? Ukraine deal, and second, yeah, coronavirus. Third, anti-racism, right? And he proved himself to be very ineffective leader, very incompetent, not good enough to run America. Okay, so he failed the three tests. Okay, so he's not doing very well in the polls. So if President Trump and Vice President Joe Biden, uh, he does not quite have a good chance of winning. Okay, but Republican Party people, okay, not very smart. All right, so they're gonna just send him again without any primary. Of course, even if there is primary in Republican Party this year, most likely I won't be there. Why? Because I don't have any visibility. That's why I try to prove this gold box conjecture. Because if I end up proving it, then there'll be interviews, and they will ask me, "Hey, how did you prove the gold box conjecture?" Oh yeah, I did like this methodology, like problem transformation and equivalence transformation and systematic enumeration method and blah blah blah. But by the way, I'm running for president. Okay, yeah, so that was kind of my fantasy. Okay, I was fantasizing that. But Goldbach's conjecture proof, so far, we haven't been successful. So there goes my presidential fantasy. Didn't quite work. So yeah, I'm not visible. I'm not famous. So even if Republican Party have primary, I won't be there because I'm nobody. So if it is Senator Marco Rubio, Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Mitt Romney, and President Trump, and a bunch of others like some governors and ex-governors and some congressmen and women. Okay, it will be them. Even if Republican Party have primary, they won't send me there because I'm nobody. All right, whatever. So yeah, President Trump, yeah, he doesn't have a very good chance of winning come November against Vice President Joe Biden. Okay, he does not have a good chance because he those three tests he failed all of them. Okay, so yeah, I know it's easy to criticize somebody, right? Yeah, easier said than done. I get it. Maybe the job of the president isn't as easy as it seems. Okay, I don't know. All right, I don't know. Yeah. But what I can do is do my best, okay? So that's why I'm also running for Alaska State Senate, and I just do my best. And go to my conjecture, yeah, I do my best, alright? But some of my mentors, okay, they told me, yeah, hey, do not just focus solely on the objective, the goal, yeah, enjoy the process, okay? I remember my mentors' teachings, okay? Yeah, I carry their lessons everywhere I go. All right. So I took it to my heart. All right. Just not up here, but here. Feel it, and I practice it. Yeah. It doesn't matter if I become the president or Alaska State Senator. It doesn't matter. I enjoy the process, going to meetings, meeting people, learning from them. So result is irrelevant because that's a success itself. I learned something. I became a better person, right? and I didn't get into any troubles because I'm so busy. Yeah, that itself, in itself, is a personal success. I did not get into any trouble. I became a better person, learned many good things, and at the same time, I enjoyed the time. That's a great personal success, right? Yeah, winning an election, that's irrelevant. So we'll take 5 minutes, okay? Then we'll talk about whatever, okay? Okay. All right. So, uh, let's talk about Black Lives Matter movement just a little bit more, okay? Then we'll call it a day, right? So, if somebody criticizes Black Lives Matter activism, it's not fair to brand that person as a racist. Why? Because Black Lives Matter activism and African Americans, they are two different entities, two different groups. Why? Because, yeah, they're intersection, Venn diagram, right? But they are not exactly the same sets of people. Some African Americans do not subscribe to Black Lives Matter movement. There are some African Americans out there who disapprove of Black Lives Matter activism. Okay? So if somebody criticizes Black Lives Matter movement, that person is not criticizing African American people. They are criticize this particular activism. Okay, so it's not fair to say that person is racist. Make sense? Right. Just wanted to point that out. Okay, so yeah, that's why it's so important that you people learn mathematics. Okay, yeah, because mathematics is about precision, right? Yeah, it keeps your mind sharp. That's the benefit, indirect benefit of learning mathematics. Okay, and it's not the reason why we do a lot of mathematics. We do mathematics because I happen to be an amateur mathematician. I enjoy doing it, right? I can only teach what I know, right? Yeah, I know some mathematics, not much, but just a little bit. Okay, so this gentleman in Minnesota, Minneapolis, who passed away. So I guess he and his friends they made this fake money, counterfeit money. I guess it was kind of obvious. Okay, so the grocery store clerks they called the police, right? My guess is this is my conjecture. Okay, my theory of how it went down. Was it like Memorial Day in May, uh, 2020, Minneapolis, Minnesota? So they lost their jobs. That gentleman and his friends. Okay, and they counterfeited money, but it was kind of obviously fake money. But they're kind of big, and there are several of them. So they try to coerce the grocery store clerks to take this fake money, which is obviously fake. Okay, it was kind of like almost like bully tactic. Okay, kind of attitude like, yeah, hey, I know this money, fake money is obviously fake money, but take it. Otherwise, right? They kind of, I think that's how it happened. That was my guess. All right. Yeah. Again, it said, yeah, that's not death penalty kind of crime. Okay. Maybe some bullying. All right. But it's yeah, it's not death penalty material. All I'm saying is, I think that's how it happened. All right. When it comes to excess excessive use of force, yeah, police officers and us, we should do better. Maybe they should have used taser of instead of physical restraint. Maybe taser would have been more effective and safer. Electric shock. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So there's this sympathy about people who passed away, right? It's very emotional event. Somebody's death, passing away. Yeah, it evokes a lot of emotion and sympathy, right? So we understand sympathy. Yeah, but when it comes to trial, it should be about facts and law. All right. So yeah, I understand it's difficult a task for jurors, right? With their people too, right? Uh, but in a courtroom, court of law, it's not about code of anger or code of sympathy. It's code of law. Okay? And jurors, they are finders of facts. Okay, so not finders of emotion or anger or sadness, sympathy. It's all about finders of facts. That's jurors' job. Judges, lawyers, they are they take care of the law part. So it's a law and fact. Alright, that's how a trial is supposed to be. Okay, so if I was the juror, okay, I'll find those police officers not guilty. Why? Yeah, qualified immunity doctrine should apply. Why? Because for police officers to do their job effectively, they have to use brute force. And yeah, mistakes are made, but according to qualified immunity doctrine, okay, uh, for police officers, yeah, mistakes should be forgiven. Why? Because we don't want to have this chilling effect on police officers. Okay, to do their jobs effectively, they have to use brute force. Why? Because they deal with criminals, and criminals they use brute force. All right. Well, that's qualified immunity doctrine, and nowadays there's this movement to abolish qualified immunity doctrine. Uh, because people are shocked at this video footage in Minneapolis, Minnesota, because nowadays they have cell phone cameras, right? And they record it and put it on social media, and people get shocked at this use of force. It's because lay people, they don't know martial arts, they don't practice martial arts. I do. They don't have any military experience. I do. Some of us do. Okay. And they are not police officers. They don't understand the language of brute force. Some of us do, who practice martial arts, who are military veterans, uh, who have been to police officers. We understand language of brute force. Okay. But others they don't. So they get shocked. Okay. Look, UFC or mixed martial art or boxing, some of them die in the ring. And those mixed martial arts, boxing, those martial United Ultimate Fighting Championship, some people die, some people become disabled, their bones broken, sometimes they lose their eyesight or brain damage. For people's entertainment, these contact sports like wrestling, fencing, boxing, martial arts, yeah, it's most primarily entertainment, right? Spectator sports, okay? Or yeah, even football, right? But police officers, they're not entertainers. They use brute force uh, to arrest criminals. Okay? But people in martial art, sometimes they die, they pass away for entertainment's sake. Okay? But police officers, yeah, they die too. They get injured as well. And they are not entertainers. They do so to protect us, law abiding citizens. So they fight criminals. Okay? And yeah, they're human beings too, so mistakes are made. So when they make mistakes, yeah, people get injured, people even die. Okay, because we are all humans, we make mistakes. Okay, but police officer's job is very dangerous one. Danger comes with the territory. Police officer's jobs. Okay, so that's why American legal system had this qualified immunity doctrine. Okay, so that's the rationale behind qualified immunity doctrine to protect police officers from consequences of their mistakes, so that they be effective, then so that they would not be afraid of consequences. Okay, so yeah, they talk about this chokehold, right? But if you are conversant in martial arts, especially jiu-jitsu, like who is crazy Brazilian jiu-jitsu, right? It's bread and butter, choking. I learned some jiu-jitsu from my friends when I was in the army. Okay, that's just bread and butter. Okay, use of knee, yeah, Muay Thai, Thailand, Muay Thai, kickboxing. Use of knee, that's bread and butter. Use of elbow, yeah, that's bread and butter. Okay, so if you are martial artists, chokehold, arm lock, use of knee, elbow, that's just martial arts. Okay, I'm not saying this gentleman committed a crime. We don't know. He was accused, but he was not charged. He was not found guilty in the court of law. It, we always said we regret it happened the way it happened, and this gentleman passed away. We are sad and we are sorry. Okay, and we regret that it happened the way it happened. All right. But people are shocked because they are not used to the language of brute force. So my recommendation to people, yeah, learn martial arts, okay, and learn to protect themselves. Yeah, yeah, it is sad. Yeah, but people need to learn martial arts. Okay, so and people should start learning and also learn to save money, rainy day fund, okay, so that they don't have to steal when something happens, right? I save, I do my best to save, and I save little by little, okay? Rainy day fund, yeah, people need to save, they should learn to save, and they should learn martial arts, okay? Yeah. Okay, all right, that's all I have to say. All right, thank you, good night, bye.